Imagine waking up in a peaceful coastal town, a town where fishermen greet the sunrise, where children run barefoot across cool marble floors, and the warm, comforting smell of fresh bread floats through narrow Roman streets. Now imagine that, in less than a heartbeat, everything, every voice, every dream, every single heartbeat is erased, not slowly, not with a warning, but in one single, devastating moment. This is the story of Herculaneum, a city that didn't just fall. It died all at once, a tragedy so fast, so violent, so absolute, that the people who lived there never even had time to scream. And yet, nearly 2,000 years later, their final moments return to the light, perfectly preserved, telling a story even more shocking than the one we all think we know. We always hear about Pompeii, its famous murals, its streets, its people caught in their last breath. But Herculaneum was its quiet, wealthier sibling. Built along the glittering Bay of Naples, its villas were so luxurious that Roman senators and aristocrats used them as their summer escape. Life here moved at a gentler pace. People woke early to wash in communal baths, merchants arranged fruits and fabrics under shaded awnings, and fishermen brought in the morning catch, still glistening from the sea. It was a place of serene beauty and quiet prosperity. No one could have imagined that just beneath their feet, the Vesuvian monster was preparing for the day that would change everything forever. It was the year 79, late summer. The air was warm, the day was quiet. When Vesuvius finally erupted, Pompeii was hit first. A horrifying rain of ash and pumice fell for hours, slowly burying the city. But in Herculaneum it seemed like they had been spared. The wind, by a cruel twist of fate, carried the thickest ash clouds away. People stepped outside, looking at the ominous sky, confused, but not yet terrified. Some must have even dared to believe that the worst had passed. They were tragically, catastrophically wrong, because what came for Herculaneum was faster, hotter, and far more deadly. While Pompeii struggled through hours of falling ash, the mountain prepared a different, more terrifying weapon for Herculaneum, a pyroclastic surge. It wasn't ash, it was a cloud of fire, a superheated storm of gas, rock, and volcanic glass, traveling at hundreds of kilometers per hour. When it came all at once. The surge hit the town at more than 500 degrees Celsius. Modern science has confirmed something truly chilling. The people of Herculaneum died instantly, in less than a single second. Their death was so rapid there was no time for a conscious reaction. There was no running, no hiding, no panic. Just disappearance. The heat was so intense that flesh and soft tissues were vaporized on the spot, but their skeletons remained, exactly where people stood, sat, or embraced in their final moment. In the ancient boathouses down by the shore, archaeologists would one day make a heartbreaking discovery. They found skeletons of families huddled together, parents shielding children, people clutching each other in a final futile instinct for comfort. Their final positions were frozen, not by ash, but by the sheer, instantaneous force of the heat, locking them in time. This is the fundamental difference between the two sister cities. Pompeii was covered by ash light enough to scatter, but heavy enough to capture the haunting shapes of bodies. But Herculaneum, it was sealed under 20 meters, that's over 60 feet of solid volcanic rock. Not dust, not ash, stone. A massive impenetrable lid was pressed over the city, locking every single detail inside a vault of destruction. And that is precisely why Herculaneum is the best preserved ancient city in the entire world. Because it wasn't just buried, it was hermetically sealed. Under that dense layer of rock, oxygen couldn't penetrate. Decay stopped. Things that should have turned to dust over to millennia survived. Wood survived, cloth survived. Food on tables, wooden shelves, beds, doors with their original frames, they all survived. Even a library of ancient scrolls, carbonized into black lumps by the heat, survived. And with modern imaging technology we are beginning to read them, unlocking the lost knowledge of the ancient world. It is a miracle born from absolute horror. For 16 long centuries, Herculaneum was forgotten. No map marked its location. No local rumor described its fate. It had simply vanished from history. Then, in 1738, a local worker, while digging a well, hit something solid. It was marble, Roman marble. Then came walls, a theater, corridors. Piece by piece, room by room, the lost city began to re-emerge from its stone coffin. Can you imagine the shock? An entire world, suddenly revealed, looking as if 2,000 years had only been a single yesterday. Walking through the streets of Herculaneum today is an experience unlike any other. It's more than just a historical site. It's a message, carved in time. It shows us how incredibly fragile life is, how quickly everything we know can change, how a perfectly normal day can become the last day, without any warning at all. But it also shows us something profoundly beautiful, that stories survive, that even when life ends in a flash, the traces of who we were, the homes we built, the meals we cooked, the people we loved, can endure for centuries, waiting to be found. When you walk through Herculaneum, you don't just see ruins, you see lives. Interrupted, yes, but not erased. You are walking through a whole city, caught in its final, collective heartbeat, still whispering to us across nearly 2,000 years. And its message is clear. remember us. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please like this video and subscribe for more stories hidden in history. See you next time.